Hi, and welcome to SBR Sports Pick. Oh, what's that? Okay, hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag Show for Tuesday morning, November 27th. Jimmy and I are coming off a nice day in everything. NBA, I even had a winning day in NBA, which is not a huge surprise just because Mondays are so good for me, Jim. And if you notice the two totals that I liked in college basketball where the market moved against me, both of them cashed. I said I liked the under in the Iowa State game and in the Minnesota-BC game, and the market moved against me, at least based on the lines that I bet on the overnight. But turned out I was right. Both those games went way under. I had BC as well. I tweeted out a bunch of plays, and those plays have been hitting. My tweets overall, for a while, I had a bad run of tweets, Jim, but my tweets yesterday cashed. I had a down day in NHL. We had a great read on the Toronto game, and I had two winners there. The under in the Detroit game was fine, and then Ottawa, that game wound up going under as I suspected it might. Ottawa did not have a big offensive day, and the Rangers pulled away with that one. NBA, what happened? Oh yeah, the under in the Cleveland game. Cash, how'd you do in NBA? You had a couple.
I hit the Hornets. I hit the Celtics, and then I got destroyed with the Jazz. Shout out to King Rail. He was on Pacers money line and the Pacers.
Mm-hmm. And I had the Jazz team total under. So even my NBA yesterday was profitable. Actually, my NHL was not profitable. It was my basketball that was all profitable.
TCU was a very simple
nice
situational play, doubled up there.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up needing Pepperdine at the end of the night to have a winning day in NCAA basketball because I unfortunately went against you with Minnesota.
Oh, yeah?
I went against you with the over.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I saw that.
But before we move forward, because I've done a ton of work on this card, I got pages and pages of notes. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to our LoBaggers: Dennis Garcia, Nut Flush, Allen, Hardy Party, my man Elio, Houdini, Rosie, Elio. Oh, I said Elio already. Jason Bernard, Red Girl in the house, my man Zach Solblum, Anna Marek, Sam's Picks, my man Reggie, Vegas Gun, Steven Alla, Ron Lofton, Bookie Lover, Q Ganja Gamers, Taberick McKinney. What a group.
Yeah. And Reggie, shout out to Reggie. We don't shout him out as much as we should. Reggie, he's a low-key kind of commenter, doesn't stir up drama. Not a lot of words, but a lot of nice, interesting handicapping opinions. I always love seeing Reggie in the comment section.
I follow him on Twitter now.
Oh, very nice,
yes,
very nice.
It is very nice.
And I would follow every single LoBagger. If I don't follow you on Twitter, it's just because I haven't come across your Twitter handle for whatever reason. We got so much shit to do that I tweet out stuff and I follow people and I follow the people who are suggested on the side, and of course anyone who likes a comment or comments on one of my tweets I'll follow, but I just sometimes it passes me over, so don't be offended if I have
seen you be more present, let's say, or doing more active on Twitter. It's very exciting. We all want you to be more excited or more involved on Twitter, so it's very exciting. Kobe Valentine hit with Wofford money line. You guys smashed that. Smash that play.
I had Wofford as well. Unfortunately, in tonight's college basketball card, as of right now, I only handicapped the we're already wrapping up the show. Oh, okay. All right, so I guess that's it. So
we're back. We're back to show opening.
Oh, okay.
We're back to show opening.
I was about to sign the show off. I was just going to be like, thanks. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time.
Dan Kelly says LoBagging is the world's fastest growing religion.
Oh,
is that true?
Thank you very much. Yes, you never know what holds the futures of religions. You know what I mean? Today's bad religion can be tomorrow's, religion of the past.
Dan Kelly gave us that incredible note. Let me pull it up from yesterday. Let me pull up what Dan Kelly said from yesterday. Where is it? He said, first he said, I got on the Boston Pelicans full game over 225 a few minutes ago. It just moved up to 228. Get on it at 225 or 226. You can now. Then later he said, again, I'm on the over at 225. It moved to 228, so be careful. We're at the point in the season where lines get sharp.
Yeah.
And that hit easily. Smashed again. Just listen to Dan Kelly as much as possible, and your bank account will thank you. We have a ton. I know there's only 10 games in NHL, 5 games in NBA, but that's a lot.
No, it is.
And I want to break every single one of them down.
And the college basketball game, once again, I broke down the games up until 8 o'clock. I broke down the 7 o'clock games in college basketball. I made a bunch of bets. Once again, I don't know. I'm great on Mondays because I'm very well rested. The rest of the days tend to get, a little bit sketchier, so I'm not sure if my reads on college basketball are as accurate as they were yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't questioning it. Everything that I thought that I liked, I did like. I even gave, look at how much balls that was. I gave 2 college basketball totals when the market moved against me, and I had the balls to give them. So, but today, and on today's card, I'm feeling more uncertain about the college hoops games that I looked at. But let's get into it. How about that?
Before we do, Dom Ricci's absolutely right on this. Keep your eye on the Rangers when Henrik has 2 days off. They've been sitting him the night before an off day, and he's come back with 3 unders off that scenario, just like last night. That is a great note, Dom Ricci. Also, Jason Bernard, maybe this will pique your interests. This will Pete, Darts World Championship draw was done yesterday.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Darts, you better look into that,
I'll look
Pete.
into that. Darts makes me a little bit nervous. Reminds me a little bit of bowling. I'm not exactly sure if how you would go about handicapping that, but it'll certainly something that I'd be interested in looking at for sure.
And shout out to Bill Butlicker, who hit again with his props.
Oh, did he?
Dion Lewis.
Woo.
Guy's on straight fire. All right. Rick H says, thanks for the Pepperdine pick. Yes, I needed it very much. And, Rick H, who put me on that was none other than Twatty Latte. Twatty Latte. So shout out to Twatty Latte. But love hearing that you cashed on that, Rick. Adam Ross saying Senators -1.5. Not applicable says NHL all home teams win. And Jason Bernard says, my friend Jim Long plays Mickey Mansell in prelim match. Winner takes on 30th seed Benito. And Cody Valentine says, I love darts. Hey, man. Let's do it.
Yes, and the one college basketball play that I lost yesterday was Louisiana Tech, and shout out to Mr. Gokster who went against me. I also had the team total over, which was 72. That one, and that one.
Maxwell Smart also on Delaware.
Really?
Yeah, when those two guys are on the same thing.
And I had the team total over with Louisiana Tech 72. It wound up landing on 71, so that was a close call. But yeah,
our man Anil Frank says I missed a few shows over the Thanksgiving weekend. Now Peter's rocking a sick beard.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I look at this, I'm like, that's a look. It's a look. You know what I'm saying? I could go with it. It's a look.
Dom Ricci's on Flyers puck line tonight. I think I'm going to be as well. I want to talk all these games over. Yeah. Let's get to work.
I mean, is it the best look I could come up with? Maybe not, but it's a look. It's got something. All right, so let's hold on a second. Let's see.
Let's get to work.
All right. So NHL.
Oh, Flipper 13 joining us from
shout
Reno.
out to Flipper 13. All right, so the NHL card. I'll tell you my thoughts on the NHL card.
I found it a little bit tricky.
Yeah,
I don't have a ton of plays.
Yeah,
but I do have plays. I believe.
Yeah, San Jose, Buffalo. Buffalo obviously has won 9 in a row. Is that for real? San Jose up and down, and I was thinking over, maybe first period over on that one. As far as the money line is concerned, not sure. Is Buffalo 9 in a row? What's up with that, Jim?
They're a special group.
Yeah.
Going for their 10th straight win. Would match the club record set in 1983-84 and tied again in 06-07. But that 83-84 team, Pete, starring the great Gilbert Perreault, had a 19-year-old defenseman on that team named Phil Housley. The coach today who's doing a hell of a job. He put up 77 points as a 19-year-old defenseman. Interestingly, that 83-84 Sabres team had 3 players who would go on to be head coaches. Housley, Lindy Ruff, Craig Ramsey. Ruff is the assistant coach of the Rangers, and Ramsey is the coach of the Slovakian national team. Sabres coming off 3-2 shootout win at the Red Wings on Saturday night. They're doing it. Everybody's rolling with this team. Linus Ullmark, 33 saves in his first start since November 17th. Big breakaway stops off Mantha and Larkin. They're missing their third-line center, Berglund, and defenseman Matt Hunwick, but they're fine. The reason why I am staying off this game is because the Sharks are coming off an embarrassing 6-0 loss. They're a dangerous team. That was after a 4-1-1 homestand. Now, I understand that Baseball Bob has made a ton of money baiting teams that are leaving Vegas. He's made a ton of money in this very scenario. I'm not going to jump on it. I'm uncomfortable with it. After earning shutouts in 2 straight starts, Aaron Dell was given the start against the Golden Knights, so we'll see Martin Jones. And keep an eye on the Sharks team, because they're going to play the next 25 of 40 games on the road. They're a healthy group. And shout out to Capper John joining us, 11-4 to start out the contest, the NBA contest. 11-4 in NBA. Great job, Capper John.
Shout out to Capper John.
I'm going to stay off this spot. I'm very uncomfortable. Yes, Sabres are going for the 10th win. Sharks would like nothing more than to come up big after a very disappointing 6-0 loss.
And also, there's been a big line. I would have expected this to be a game where there wasn't line movement, but there's a 20-cent line move in favor of the road team, San Jose. Why would that be?
Because they're a very good hockey team that I keep saying, and everyone keeps saying they're not that good. They're not that good. They're a very good hockey team. And remember how well we've been doing with situated. And look at Billy Exotic. Team's 0-9 after playing at Vegas. And thank you for adding that, Billy Exotic. So Billy Exotic, Baseball Bob, been hammering this play over and over again. Bookie Lover Q on it as well. But in saying that, if we take every time a team gets embarrassed by 6 goals, we take them the next game, we'd have a huge ROI on that.
And how's San Jose offensively, Buffalo defensively?
Mr. Gokster says San Jose smokes Buffalo, in my opinion.
How is San Jose offensively and Buffalo defensively?
Buffalo defensively is improving. Ristolainen is becoming a leader that we expected. They have the first overall pick, Dahlin, who improves each day.
Yeah.
Their coach is one of the best outlet passers in the history of the sport. You would put Housley in a group of Pronger. So he clearly is doing a nice job with that defense. And then offensively, this Sharks team is coming in angry. Kane was kicked out of the last game. So was DeBoer, the coach.
Mm-hmm.
This is an angry team. I'm off of this. Makes me so uncomfortable.
All right. I'm thinking about the first period over, but what do you think about that?
Oh, and Susanna saying that's not correct. Flames lost to Vegas last Friday and won versus Arizona on Sunday. You're absolutely right. They lost 2-0 to Vegas and then smashed Arizona 6-1. Great call, Susanna.
I was thinking about the first period over. What do you think about that? Or the over in general?
It's going to be a high-intensity game because the Sabres are going for this streak. I think they'll be tighter defensively, and the Sharks are going to be angry. I don't dislike it.
All right, let's move on to Anaheim. Tampa Bay is interesting. Obviously, Tampa Bay is having serious injuries, and Anaheim is having serious issues, and Tampa Bay is rolling. Do we like Tampa Bay -1 even at the big line, and do we like or -1.5? And do we like? I was thinking about Anaheim team total under. Are they going to start scoring, or are they just have no offense right now?
The Lightning will continue to put money in our pockets.
Right.
Continue to do it. Continue to take the -1.5 at home. They're swarming. They're just destroying teams in the first period. They've scored the opening goal in each of the past 3 games, twice in the opening minute. In the past 2 games, they've had a 3-0 lead by the midpoint of the first period. Braden Point has been incredible this year. 17 goals, 31 points on the season. They already have Stamkos and Kucherov. Now they have Braden Point, who's as good as them possibly. They might get Palat back. They have Strawman out. He's missed 8 consecutive games. He's a very important defenseman. Anaheim saw its 4-game streak with at least a point come to an end. I can't believe they're doing this without their top 2 defensemen, Fowler and Lindholm. Top 2 defensemen out of the lineup. Fade that team.
And how about Anaheim offensively? What about another of the old team total unders at 2.5? Are they? I mean, they're just not scoring. Is there any reason to believe that'll change?
Well, Domingue isn't a great goaltender, but we talked about his character. He has great character. His save percentage is improving. Goals against average is improving. I don't know if you'd want to take that unless what is the line at?
2.5 -120. They they've had a few games recently where they've gotten to 3, but more often than that they've just been held down. And how is Tampa Bay defensively? Are they a team that's going to win a lot of 7?
Hedman does everything that we thought Ekblad might be able to do. Look at Mr. Ghoster, Tampa Bay puck line, square play of the day, but I'm on it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The NHL, I'm telling you, my most successful bet in all of sports gambling is a team like the Lightning is a favorite at home -1.5. My ROI is, I was going over it last year. It was incredible. It is every year. It's what got me out of this giant hole. It's not the Panthers and Jackets on the road or even the Jackets at home at +225, +250. It's spots like the Lightning at plus, what is it -1.5?
Well,
plus
we could give you, -1.5? Oh, yeah. No. +112 is what we could give you.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was thinking +150.
Yeah.
It's these types of plays that my ROI is extremely good. Look at Sunday night. Sunday night was just a gift with the Lightning at home and the Predators at home. Anaheim facing the Predators. It was just, don't be afraid to make these plays.
All right, I'll take Tampa Bay -1, the money line -233, the puck line +112. So that's a big favorite line. But if Anaheim gets the win, that would be quite surprising, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be shocking. Now, these things can happen. Right. Gibson's a great goaltender. Gibson can steal a game, but it would be shocking.
All right, so
Ganja Gamer saying McDonough is the shutdown demon. They're talking. Cooper's talking about McDonough as if he deserves the Norris Trophy this year.
Yeah?
It's incredible. McDonough's hammering. Yeah, let's keep rolling.
All right, so I'm going to take, so you're going to take Tampa Bay puck line +112?
Ron Loftus has not much of a reward on the puck line with Tampa Bay in this one. Anytime you're getting even above -110 with a team that's smashing against a team without their top 2 defensemen, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that.
All right, and I will take the Anaheim team total under 2.5. -122 as well. I'll take the Anaheim team total under 2.5 -122. Domingue is not a great goalie. Is that your only concern with that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. But I will. All right. No,
Susanna says if Gibson is in net, I will take a flyer on the Ducks. That's the only thing that can happen is that Gibson could completely shut the door. And it's going to be very difficult for him to do that, but that's the only thing that could happen.
All right, I'm not going to double up on this because Anaheim could get a third goal. It could go to OT. I'll just take a shot with Tampa Bay -1. I'll join you on that one. Similar situation, Arizona and Minnesota. Arizona not scoring, even worse than Anaheim not scoring. And is this another one with Minnesota written all over it and Arizona team total under? What do you think?
Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to take the team total under.
Right.
I just don't feel comfortable with those lines, but Yes, absolutely. I said at the beginning of the year, forget what you saw the last 20 games of last season from the Coyotes. They are a bad hockey team. They've been put together terribly. Wild are rolling. Wild are healthy. Look at this Coyotes team. 2 wins in their last 10. Their offense is terrible. They trade Brandon Perlini and Dylan Strome for Nick Schmaltz. Will that help? Nope. Chaika is an idiot. The 22-year-old Schmaltz, 21 goals, 31 assists last season for the Blackhawks, was off to a slow start this year. In 23 games, 2 goals, 9 assists, -4. But at this point, with this level of hockey player, I'd be surprised if getting 2 for 1 isn't beneficial for the Blackhawks and for Stan Bowman, who should also be fired. But I despise Chaika. What a soft group he's put together. The toughest guy on your team can't be your coach. It's just, he's a little boy. Chaika they hired a little boy to be the general manager of the Coyotes because he's a so-called genius, right. And this little boy is doing appalling stuff. This is a healthy group. They were just beaten 6-1 Sunday by Calgary, allowed 3 short-handed goals. They're only missing defenseman Jason Demers. Wild have been off since Friday. That was an enormous game for the Minnesota Wild. Their nemesis, the Jets, they put 4 third-period goals on the Jets. That was a huge win for the boys. The Jets knocked them out in 5 games in April. The Wild are a healthy group. Paco Healy, Wild, Puckline, auto bet, absolutely right.
69 Smalls 96 says, you're still saying the Coyotes are terrible? They were not that bad and in a brutal position. They haven't been scoring. Is that a fluke or is that for real?
They are a soft hockey team that's very easy to play against. Mm-hmm. So their penalty killing has been great. I think Chaika's done such a shit job. You need players that are more like their coach. They're so easy to play against. I was the only one on their under-season point total. I was telling everybody to fade this team. Who cares if they went on a little winning streak at home? They're a bad hockey team, a soft hockey team that's easy to play against.
Okay. Bookie Lover Q says, you guys make this too hard. No offense. You're not beating Tampa at home right now. Does Anaheim have no offense? Just going back to that game very quickly.
Well, Hampus Lindholm and Cam Fowler are spectacular defensemen at outlet passes, at being on the power play. They create so much offense from the defense. Having them out of the lineup hurts.
Right.
And this team is not the Ducks that we remember.
Okay, so I am going to take Arizona team total under 2.5 -112. And what do you think about Minnesota buck line? No brainer?
No brainer.
All right, so the Minnesota puck line, best line shopping here at SBRodds.com at the Greek plus 150. Jim's going to get Minnesota puck line plus 150. And all right, I'll go on that one with you as well. Minnesota -1. The money line will be -185, and the puck line will be plus 150. You know, again, two obvious favorites here that I'm taking on the -1 lines, and hopefully I won't get too burned. Hopefully at least one of them will cash, and maybe the other one pushes. All right, let's see. What else do we have here in NHL? Pittsburgh, Minnesota is very interesting. Now, Pittsburgh
it's not Pittsburgh, Minnesota.
I'm sorry, Winnipeg. Pittsburgh on the road, you know, I know they're improving, but they've lost their last 5 in a row on the road, right? They only got to 3 goals in one of those games, and that was at Ottawa. So maybe Pittsburgh is a team that's improving, but we want to look for improvement from them at home, and maybe on the road, still not a team that's that great or impressive.
Wow, sorry, one thing, Dionysus letting us know that the Flyers are playing their local, the Phantoms goalie Stolarz. Ottawa over looks good. Dionysus, I didn't know that they were playing Stolarz. Can you give us some information on him? I'd absolutely love to hear more, because I don't know enough about him. I'll have to go to Hockey DB, and I will do that. But if you could give us any information, that'd be great. I'd love that. Okay. Sorry about that. Yes. Sorry, I was very interested.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been improving recently, but still, their recent road games, you know, not scoring on the road, not winning on the road. They had one game where they had a good road game offensively. That was at Ottawa, so I think we throw that one out there. What do you think about Pittsburgh right now? They are on the road here, but still not necessarily doing well on the road.
This is the type of spot where Pittsburgh tightens up, because Line A is now got 19 goals in 22 games. He's 11 goals in his past 4 games. This reminds us all of Teemu Selanne's rookie year, man. That's what he's playing like when Selanne put up 76 goals. 4 weeks ago, he was on the 4th line at times. God, this guy's electric. Maurice did press the right buttons. This entire second line is rolling with Little and Kyle Connor. But this is the spot that the Penguins kind of relish and get really sharp defensively. And I was praying this morning. I was like, oh, show me a 6.5, show me a 6.5, show me a 6.5. And of course they didn't. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to hope people pound this over.
You don't like the over, huh?
No, and it's not that it can't happen or won't happen. It's just, this is when the Penguins tighten everything up. I wish Matt Cullen and Hornqvist weren't injured. That is what, if Cullen and Hornqvist, those are guys who also know how to tighten it up. Daryl Lyles liked the over Pitt Winnipeg. Toll's gone over 5 last games when playing Pitt at home. I just feel like this is the time that they tighten up. Not having Cullen and Hornqvist makes me not want to pull the trigger.
Kobe Valentine says, I think Pitt has great value tonight. They've owned this series. This is the type of game Pitt gets up for and starts their run, except they just haven't been good on the road recently. You think that we can take that with a grain of salt?
4-3-3 on the road. Some of those games when Crosby was out.
No, but their last 5 games on the road, they've all lost. They have not been scoring.
Yeah, the Jets at home are a tricky team. Now, I took the Sabres on the money line against them. That was a shootout victory. It was very fortunate. I do agree with Colby. I think the Jets, even though I think they'll end up the season with, most likely, maybe with the Lightning, the best home record in the NHL, I think that they're going to be a little overvalued.
But they're still a good offensive team for Winnipeg, right? Definitely.
Jake Holden's so funny. He has to go to marriage counseling today. Wife is trying to figure out why Jimmy's NHL picks turned me on more than she does. I love it.
Jake Holden. Winnipeg is still a good team, though, right? I mean, offensively.
Oh, they're so dangerous now.
Yeah.
With the second line rolling.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take the first period over in Pittsburgh, Winnipeg. First period over 1.5 minus 130.
Well, look at Adam Ross. There you go. Pens fan here. Take the over and take in Winnipeg.
And take Winnipeg. Okay, so I'm going to take the first period over minus 130. That's the line at Bookmaker. And I guess we can revisit this game.
Look at Dionysus. This is so helpful. Mm-hmm. Penguins fan my whole life. Games without Hornqvist are a huge letdown. He's the gritty heart of the team.
Wow.
He is. He's so... I don't know if he's the actual heart because, I love Sid the Kid. But in saying that, he's enormously important.
Wow.
A gritty, tough.
Adam Ross says, Pens fans here, take the over and take in Winnipeg. Okay, so those are the games that I really wanted to get to because I was thinking maybe I was seeing some edges there. Maybe the rest of the games on the card have me baffled. What else do you want to talk about, Jim, if there's anything you want to lock in?
Well, I thought that the Flyers might be a spot, but I'm going to have to study Stolarz.
Yes.
McKenna is in goal for the Senators. We remember last year, I don't know if you remember how angry I was when they didn't play McKenna. He was in Dallas at the time. There was a back-to-back, and they didn't play McKenna on the second half of the back-to-back when I felt like he'd earned the opportunity, 35-year-old journeyman, and they got lit up for 6 goals and should have played McKenna. It was a bad move by the coaching staff. And now he plays for Mr. Gokster's Belleville Senators. So Mr. Gokster could give us a nice little read on what he's like. Flyers suspended, surprised the hockey world by firing general manager Ron Hextall. This year, injuries have led to Philly using 5 goalies in their first 23 games, and I guess we're going to see a 6th. I was going to take the Flyers on the puck line, but I need to study this goalie. So I'm going to need some time to do that, and I can't do that in the middle of the show. Senators on the second half of a back-to-back. They're not a team I trust character-wise. They're not a team also because we talk about when these 35-year-old journeymen come in and they played. So McKenna's played 28 games in his career, 6, 13, and 2. Although he's had a good year in Belleville. In Belleville, he's 2.72 goals against average, .914 save percentage. But sometimes these teams, these dressing rooms will rally around this journeyman goaltender. But I don't see the Senators team having any character whatsoever. I'm off this game.
Yeah, there wasn't an overnight line on that one, so I didn't look at it. All right, Colorado Nashville is an interesting one, right? Colorado's doing great, but Nashville is an impressive team, but they're catching a big favorite line here. Do you have anything to say about that game? Any other game? We don't have to cover every single game, but any other game you want to discuss here, Jim?
Well, this game is interesting just because it's got some fireworks in it with the best line in hockey right now with McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog. McKinnon, Rantanen, 1 and 2 in NHL scoring. Avalanche are a healthy group. This Nashville team just put Kyle Turris on the IR with Arvidsson and Subban. And so now Austin Watson, who was suspended for domestic violence, originally 25 games, brought down to 18 games. I don't really know the story behind it, but he's coming off a hat trick. This will be the second game of a 5-game homestand for the Preds, who have won 6 straight at home, but I don't want to go up against the Avalanche here under any circumstances. So I'm off this spot at this point. And then also, before we move on to NBA and other sports, we have Shea Weber making his debut as the 30th captain of the Montreal Canadiens. I think he's going to look slow and out of place early. The Habs are without Byron, Armia, and Yulson. Who knows what kind of boost the Canadiens will get just having Weber, the captain, on his jersey, him in the dressing room and on the ice. I want to take the Hurricanes bad, but the Hurricanes as a favorite on the road with Weber's first game back does not give me the proper value.
Billy Exotic says, I like Dallas to win straight up against crappy Edmonton. How do you feel about that game? Dallas against Edmonton?
I just can't trust this Dallas Stars team, especially with all these defensemen out of the lineup. We've been talking about it often, and I despise this Oilers team. And it was Peter Chiarelli who should have been fired, not McClellan. McClellan did nothing wrong. How are you supposed to coach a shitty hockey team? And we've been dealing that with Vancouver for the last 5 or 6 years. You play the cards that you're dealt. And Chiarelli's dealt some shit cards. Oilers are missing Tobias Ryder. I dislike both these teams. Look how bad Dallas is on the road. Look at this stat. 7 games Radulov's played, road games, of the 12. Only 7, and he's tied for the team lead in road points. That's because Ben has no character whatsoever, and Seguin has questionable character. I'm off of this spot.
All right, and then let's talk about quickly the LA Vancouver game. I was kind of surprised to see that this line, that Vancouver wasn't a favorite. Why this line wasn't that low? Vancouver beat LA last game. They lost 8 in a row before that, I know, but LA isn't any great shakes, and Vancouver won in the last game. Why would they not be? I mean, I'm sure LA is looking for revenge here, but I was a little bit surprised to see why this line was so low. I was thinking about an under. What do you think? LA has been scoring a bit more recently.
Some great soccer plays coming in, too, that I'd love to take more attention to. And Kevin Pine saying, love Dallas, fade Oilers every chance you can right now.
Really? Will you agree with that?
Yeah, I would, but I just don't trust this Stars team at all. Bookie Lover saying, Jimmy, do you know Hitchcock record versus Dallas since he left? I don't know that offhand. Do you know that, Bookie Lover Q? Well, I mean, there would be only the one. Have they even played yet? Have they played yet? I don't even know.
In the meantime, some disagreement on Shea Weber. Kobe Valentine says he'll cost Montreal the win. Carolina seems like a solid bet. Kate Paskey says, hard to believe you don't think Weber's return will fire up the Habs. He may not play well, but his team will. Habs puck line.
I think it could fire up the Habs. I just think that they're quite a bit worse of a hockey team than the Hurricanes, who lead the NHL in shots on goal. All their Corsi numbers are through the roof, believing in each other. Brindamore doing a hell of a job over there. Back to this Canucks Kings game. Besser making his return to the lineup. Absolute monster. Missed 11 games with that groin injury. Still 6th on the team in scoring. 4 goals, 7 assists in just 13 games. Average only 2 goals per game during that 8-game losing streak the Canucks did. They can't score without Besser because Besser's a big boy. Pettersson is a sniper of our wildest dreams, but Besser's a big boy. He does other things on the ice than just snipe. Very important to have him back because we're still missing centers Sutter, Beagle, and Berchi. King's still dealing with injuries to Quick and Campbell. Might get Quick back soon. Missing forwards Hagelin, Lewis, and Brodzinski to injury. Kovalchuk continues to be a major disappointment. 5 goals, 23 games, minus 13. Kopitar and Carter are playing terribly. 25 points combined in 45 games, and they're a minus 10 combined. Doughty's still playing 27 minutes a game. Nothing is working for this King spot. This is another game that makes me very uncomfortable.
You want to stay off it? I was thinking, what about the under, though? Peterson's still not someone you trust?
I do trust Pettersson. Oh, sorry, you mean Peterson, the goaltender.
Right.
Peterson. No, but look at his numbers, 921 save percentage. No, I don't trust Peterson under any circumstances. And I don't even trust Markstrom. I don't trust either of them.
And LA is scoring a little bit more recently, aren't they?
They are, but that was just because of that one Oilers game.
Yeah.
They lost 4-2 to the Canucks the game before that.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about in terms of NHL? There's a lot of games. I don't want to force too many picks in this NHL card, so I'm playing a little bit conservatively as of right now. Jimmy the Bag has Tampa Bay and Minnesota puck lines. That's it so far. I'm also going to be on Tampa Bay -1, Minnesota -1. I'm on Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, first period over 1.5, and the Arizona team total under 2.5. Anything else you want to add on, Jim?
Yeah, just before we roll into NBA, Anamarak is on Sabres -1.5, Flyers -1.5. That's a play I may tail. Canadians money line, Wild -1.5. I'm on that. Knights -1.5, and Jets -1.5. And then I'm curious when I see people liking Knights -1.5 if we are maybe leaving money on the table against this weak Blackhawks squad. This Golden Knights team, back-to-back shutouts by Marc-Andre Fleury. They're playing well. They're still missing Stastny and Howla, second and third line centermen instead of month to month. But this Blackhawks team just looks susceptible. They're coming off a big character win, adding 2 new players to the lineup. Stan Bowman should be fired. They may have won that trade marginally, though, with the Coyotes. And adding 2 new players, will that spark them? That's a question I'm going to look into in the afternoon if I'm leaving money on the table there.
Why is Vegas starting to score more recently? Are they becoming a better offensive team?
Well, they got Patches back, but the main thing is that it takes a while to get used to not having your second and third line centerman. I bet you it takes 5 or 6 games for a team to get used to it. Eakin is playing a lot and playing well. And then you've got to figure out who your third and fourth line centerman. I just think it takes a little time to get rolling when you miss the heart of your center. Nice.
And just the other thing I was thinking about the Carolina team total over. Might be a little bit obvious, but who's in goal for Montreal again? It's who's in goal?
Who do I have here?
Montreal. No one confirmed. No one confirmed.
Okay, yeah,
but Price hasn't been doing that well. What do you think about? Are the Habs going to be a better defensive team with Shea Weber in, at least for this game?
Well, no, I think that it's right that it's going to be in the dressing room where it's going to help. I expect them to play more on the power play and not as much 5-on-5. I think that you got to protect Weber. It's going to take him a few games to come back. You can't play him over 22 or 23 minutes.
How are the Habs defensively?
They're weak.
They're weak, huh?
Yeah. They're a speed team that uses their forecheck and their speed to counterattack.
So what about the Carolina team total over? I've gotten a little bit burned with some of these. Happened again yesterday with Ottawa. Some of these team total over 2.5s at favorite lines. I've gotten personally burned. I'm thinking about doing it again here, though, with Carolina. Not a huge line, -142, but Carolina produces a lot of offense. Montreal can give up goals. Why would we not like maybe a shot with Carolina 2.5 team total over?
I do think that it's true that Weber is a heart and soul guy. Say what you want about how terrible that trade was. A lot of differencing of opinions due to what PK Subban was like in the dressing room. Just from Corsi numbers, it was a disaster of a trade for the Habs. But he's a heart and soul guy. He should give some life to that team. But yes, I would think that the Hurricanes would score over 2.5 goals. Comic Ricky, I like both my plays right here, and I've only got 2 on this card. I have the Lightning -1.5 and the Wild -1.5. If you're going to put one unit on one of them, I would split the units in half and take them both.
Okay, so that's it. I'm going to play it a little bit light. Again, maybe I will add some plays on in the afternoon show. Once again, Jim's on Tampa Bay puck line, Minnesota puck line. I'm on both of those -1. I'm on Arizona team total under 2.5. Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, first period over 1.5, -130. And the rest of the card is kind of tricky. I agree with you, Jim. I was thinking maybe, Carolina team total over at 2.5. I was thinking maybe, Vancouver under, maybe. I don't know about that even. I was thinking, Vegas, Chicago under.
It's a nice card for us to sit on and work on in the afternoon, and we'll come back and hit it harder on the late show.
All right, so let's move on to NBA. We've got the Lakers against Denver. That's an interesting game. Lakers are hard to read right now, and is Denver turning things around or not? They got a big boost when Torrey Craig stepped into the starting lineup, right? Has Denver turned things around or not?
It's shocking that they got such a big boost out of Torrey Craig stepping in, because when the initial Will Barton injury happened, Torrey Craig was just trying to kind of stay out of the way and go for loose boards. But he's coming off a big game. But can you back a team that may not have Gary Harris or Will Barton in their starting lineup? So there's dressed. You're not going to have your starting shooting forward or your starting small forward. That's very, very dangerous. Lakers are coming off a 108-104 home loss to the Magic on Sunday night. Their offensive pace, which is one of the highest in the NBA, has slowed with Rondo out, and 41 turnovers in their last 2 games. Rondo is the only Laker out of the lineup right now. The Nuggets started out 9-1, have lost 6 of 7, now won 3 straight, 2 of those 3 coming on the road, the last 2 on back-to-back nights. That shows a lot of heart. Saturday's win might be their most impressive in Oklahoma City. Second half of a back-to-back, no Gary Harris, no Will Barton. Torrey Craig, as you said, came in, 10 rebounds, hounded Russell Westbrook into 6 for 23 shooting. That's what he has to do. Jamal Murray bounced back. He has had that one giant game against the Celtics and has not had very good shooting numbers. He's got a rivalry with Lonzo Ball. The last time these teams met was one of the most interesting games of the entire season, because it was the second half of a back-to-back for the Lakers. The Nuggets had not lost all year. The market was telling us to back the Lakers, and it didn't make sense. And it was a huge controversy. Remember, we talked all about it. And the Lakers ended up winning. The market was telling us what was going to happen. Has the market given us any hint of what to do in this spot?
I don't know. I'm copying and pasting some interesting comments from before, but let me just check now to see what the market has told us about this NBA
Lover
game here.
Saying LeBron after a loss scares me. MLB Lakers game over. Gary Sherman says Lakers have slowed the pace down a lot. They have. There's a big difference with Lonzo in there and not Rondo. Has there been any movement
on the total?
No, on the side.
No, but the total has exploded up. It opened at 212.5. Now it's up to 218.5 or 219. Yeah, so a huge move to the over.
And Ski Profit says, who's going to guard LeBron or Ingram?
Huge market move to the over, which I guess I don't understand. I don't understand a lot about NHL, and that's one NBA, and that's one thing I'm not understanding on today's card.
My man Tabarak says, I'm taking Lakers money line. I don't trust Nuggets at all. LeBron after a loss, I'll take it. Adam Ross says the spread moving towards LA overnight, boy. Barry Cohen is on the over. I hope he got on it early because I'm not going to be on the ass end of it. Raul Portwando, Lakers +4. Reggie likes the under. Hugh Peso, Lakers money line. Sam Estrada, I think the Lakers bounce back. Ronaldo Pettis doesn't care about the market move. He's on Lakers over 218. He doesn't care that it's late. Still jumping on.
Wow, people really liking the over in that one, huh?
Not applicable. Denver best at home.
Sorry, I'm just scanning.
Payless Wade, Lakers full game under.
NBA, I'm gonna think about and maybe add some plays in the afternoon show. I did have some good reads on yesterday's card, so I'm happy about that. This Lakers Denver game, I'm really not sure what to think as of right now. I am gonna check the market movement and I'm gonna check some information later on in the day. But
I think that everybody's right.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think that yes, this Nuggets team showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of character, but if Gary Harris can't go, you take two very important players off this Nuggets team. You take LeBron coming off a loss. I can understand why everybody's on the Lakers. 80 Spitz says Denver go against the public. Houdini's on Denver -3.5. Crypto King on the under. Eddie Euler, Lakers and Nuggets both under 4 games in a row. Wow. What would I get on the Lakers right now? +4?
Yeah, there's still it's mostly 3.5, but there is a +4 available still.
I feel like Torrey Craig is going to have to these very big defensive efforts, and it's going to be very difficult. And if Gary Harris and Barton were in the lineup, it'd be totally different. Jamal Murray, very passionate player, loves going up, against Lonzo Ball. Angel Romero says Lakers money line after a week loss to Orlando. LeBron goes off tonight. I'm gonna take the 4 point.
Okay.
I'm going to take the.
I'm copying and pasting soccer plays and previous comments, and I'll try to address them in the afternoon show. What do you want here, Jim?
I'm going to take the 4 point.
The Lakers
+4, yeah.
Okay, at Bet365 and Bookmaker, 4 is still available. So Jim will take LA Lakers +4 -110.
+4 -110. Baseball Bob says Lakers are 6-0 against the spread on Tuesday. Rob Portwano says jump on the Lakers, Jimmy. All right. Beautiful.
All right. Why don't you talk about other NBA? Because I was, the Knicks and Detroit game. Both the Knicks and Detroit have been playing great recently, way above their market valuations. Detroit has covered 7 of 8. I was thinking maybe Detroit team total under or Knicks team total over. Maybe leaning the Knicks getting this many points. They've been doing fine. They've been doing very, very well. I don't really want to fade Detroit here. I'm not sure how to read this game. What do you think?
Elliot V says that pick sucks. Knicks Pistons. Knicks have won 3 straight. I don't trust what's going on with New York. Moutier taking claim to that point guard spot. Last 5 games, 23.8 minutes, 15.4 points, but just 2.8 assists. Fizdale says he has my total confidence. I'm proud of the way he's leading the first group. So Fizdale's clearly lost confidence in Nicolina. Frank's played a total of 27 minutes in the last 2 games, now shooting 35% from the field this season. And Fizdale continues to mess with the starting 5. So now he's playing Mario Hezonja, who's showing nothing. Hezonja has 6 points, 7 boards in his last 40 minutes, but it's clear Fizdale's losing patience with Knox and Trier. Pistons have won 4 of their last 5. This will be their 3rd game of a 6-game homestand. You know what that means for me. I love teams on the 3rd and 4th games of 6-game homestands in the NHL, in the NBA. I absolutely love it. I feel like Lamont Williams, I love that play. It's one of my best plays in NBA tonight. Nice to hear that. Dragon Boy Gaming, respecting the who dat hat. Not applicable since Detroit wins. Crypto King on the over. Drummond had another big game with 19 points, 16 boards, 5 steals, but his foul shooting has fallen apart. Remember last year he got up to 60.5%. In 2016 he was at 38.6%. He's back to 51%. And in that Suns win, they were just hacking him. And then he missed 7 of 8, and they had to not play him in crunch time. Reggie Jackson has looked good in the last 2 games, combining for 41 points. It's no surprise that this Pistons teams win when he's a 3rd scoring option, but he continues to show no consistency from the field, 38% on the year. But I expect him to have another nice game. I feel like if Moutier and these young Knicks start pushing him, Jackson's going to say, look, I'm better than you.
While I'm scanning here for comments, I want to read a comment from Supreme13. Says, shout out to all the LoBaggers. Best show ever, Supreme13. Is this the best show ever? I don't know, but thanks so much for you saying it. It might be. I'm just not saying definitely it is. It might be though. It might be though. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, with extreme claims require extreme evidence. You know what I'm saying? An extreme backup, and that's an extreme claim. It might be the best show ever. I'm just not ready to 100% say yes. Definitely it is. But I love comments like that, and I can definitely tell you it's a fucking good show. Thank you so much, Supreme 13. In the meantime, a soccer pick. Of all the soccer picks people are talking about, I love Angel Romero. He says the only bet he likes that everyone's talking about is the over 2.5 in the Ajax game. People are talking about Ajax having value, but that maybe the value isn't there because the line has gotten a bet up. Angel Romero likes the over 2.5 in the Ajax game. Again, I'm copying and pasting comments that I want to highlight later on. But go ahead. Talk about NBA a little bit more, Jim.
A lot of people liking the over, saying that the over is low-hanging fruit. What would we get on the over, and what's been the movement?
On which game?
In the Knicks-Pistons game.
In the Knicks-Pistons game, that would be, not much movement. It's kind of, I guess a tiny movement to the under as of right now.
And what's that?
220 and a half.
That might be a nice spot because the Knicks are rolling offensively. It's interesting.
People liking the over.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking maybe the Knicks team total over, but Detroit can clamp down defensively. That's one of the things they do, right?
I don't know if they can. It's one of the things Coach Casey wishes they could do.
Right, but not successfully. They haven't been doing it.
Teams they're allowing 110.9 points per game. 220 no movement, says Adam Ross. Yeah, I'm to be honest with you, I'm interested in the Pistons smashing the Knicks. I think they've been playing way over their head, and I don't expect it. I'm interested in the double-digit victory with the Pistons.
Okay.
I was going to come in here and get it. There's no sevens available, right?
Right. Oh, wait a minute. In the Knicks game, there were last night.
There were, yeah, but I don't think there are right now, are they?
For Detroit?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
Might have to buy to a 7. I'm interested in the total as well. Barry Cohen says take Knicks first quarter. Been hitting on that lately. Nice to hear that. It's a tough spot. Wow, Miss Jade, love you so much. Look at Adam Ross, 130-100 Detroit. Daryl Lyle says Knicks gave it all for Fizdale and Memphis. Nice spot for the Pistons. I agree.
Bob Berube says, I know Shea Weber. He's motivated. Okay. Wow. Knows him personally. Go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
Shea Weber is a heart and soul guy.
Yeah.
What could you find me? Do you mind finding me the Pistons at 7?
Could I find you the? What do you mean? Could you find me the Pistons? It doesn't exist, Jim.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it right now.
Oh, you mean buying to 7?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I can do that. No, I can do that.
Okay.
I thought you meant find a minus 110 for you.
No.
Okay. Yes, I can do that. Go ahead. Cover everything while I go to Pinnacle and see what we can get you at 7.
Perfect. Hawks at Heat. Is this another opportunity to fade the Heat without their first 2 point guards in the lineup? They're an absolute mess. No team in the Eastern Conference has fewer home wins than the Heat, 3-7. Heat coming off that 125-115 loss at Toronto. Now they play again without Dragic and Tyler Johnson. Wade stepped in a giant way, 35 points, set the record for most points off the bench by a Heat player. 34 minutes, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 offensive, 1 block, 13-22, 4 or 7 3-pointers. Who thinks he's going to be able to do that again 48 hours later? Nobody. Absolutely nobody thinks he can do that again. He was also a plus 11. There's no question that Wade understands the importance of this spot, though, I guess. He says we want to establish ourselves at home against Atlanta. We have to figure out a way to get wins, whichever way they come. But I don't see how they can do it without Dragic, who has a knee injury, and Johnson, who has a hamstring injury. And the jinx of these Vice Knights uniforms, I don't really believe in that. We questioned whether Ellington would be able to step up and handle the point guard duties. In 23 minutes against the Raptors, mostly against Kyle Lowry, he goes for 10 points, 2 assists, and was a minus 19. Josh Richardson, minus 25. Same with James Johnson. Hawks are coming off a 124-123 home victory. We finally get to see the Hawks. Play with their whole lineup. John Collins, I'm a huge fan of 23 points, 11 boards, averaging 15 points, 5.8 boards, and he's shooting 70.7% from 2. Trae Young should have a field day against whoever tries to play the 1. The Hawks are a healthy team. I know everyone's saying that they're trying for Zion, but this team is, I like the pieces of this starting 5. I like Dedmon. I like Bazemore. I like Prince. And Trae Young can do the job. I have to think that the Hawks are the play here, but do you take a Hawks team that's 1-9 on the road? It's very difficult. Moses in the house. Great to see you, man. Not applicable says crappy game, but I like the Heat. Ralph Orlando on the under 223. That seems like a nice spot, except I mean, I guess the 115 points they put up against Toronto has to be considered a surprise, and only because Wade was rolling.
Mm-hmm.
The under, has there been any movement in that under?
Which game?
In the Hawks at Heat?
The Hawks at Heat. No, it's moved to the over.
Well, then I'm going to stop. Cody Valentine said Wade exhausted himself for Drake. He won't be a factor tonight with that. Miami will get mucked, in my opinion. I agree. What do we get on the Hawks on the spread right now?
On the spread, the line has moved to, 7.5 or 8. So it's moved in Miami's favor.
Wow. I don't agree with that. I'll take the Hawks.
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay, and in the meantime, I found the line for you on Detroit. -7 would be -116 at Pinnacle if you want that.
Thank you very much.
You want that one?
Yes.
Okay, so Jim's going to take Detroit -7, -116. That's buying at Pinnacle, buying at point at Pinnacle. And you also want the Hawks here?
Yes, I do.
And that's going to be, that'll be 8 -106 at Pinnacle.
I really like that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand you guys are on the under. I'm going to need to study that a little bit more. It's just going to take a little bit more time, but I get why you guys would be on that play. But I that Hawks at +8 is extremely appealing.
And you're on. You made it official, right?
Yep.
Okay. Trenton Claxton, Detroit, free money. Wow. Why are people liking Detroit so much? It's a bad spot for the Knicks. The Knicks are really that bad, huh?
They're just playing over their head right now. It's that perfect spot for me in NHL and NBA. The third game of a 6-game homestand, and then Reggie Jackson. He's not going to let these kids make him look bad. He's on a bit of a roll. We know when he's on, and the Pistons have that third scoring option, they're a good team.
Meantime, a ton of debate on this Ajax game.
Elliot V says, Jimmy, you don't get it being hammering me all my basketball picks. Why don't we show my goddamn record, Elliot V?
Okay.
All right. Elliot V says Knicks will win. We'll
what
see.
The fuck? Wow.
We'll
Daniel Reynolds says Knicks are awful.
We'll see.
All right, I'm gonna pass on this NBA card for now. Jim's added Atlanta +8, Detroit buying to -7, -116, and the Lakers +4, -110. Anything else you want to get to, Jim?
Yes, I do. I want to follow in Freddie Fortune's plays. I want to take the Raptors on the road against a Grizzlies team. Now, I want to talk it out before I make it official with everybody here. Are we concerned here? Julian Labrador Amaya says, Jimmy, like Memphis bouncing back tonight at home. Is there concern that Toronto's going to be looking ahead to that nationally televised matchup against the Warriors on Thursday? Oh, did Ski Profit make his plays? Keep an eye out for those plays if Ski's going to drop any plays. Memphis lost 2 in a row after a 5-game winning streak, coming off an emotional home loss to the Knicks. You know, Conley played 39 minutes in that game. That's a lot. That's a lot of time for him to bounce back after this Achilles. Missed season-high 16 shots. Now he's going to have to match up against Lowry. Conley's been held to a total of 21 points in his last 2 games against Toronto. No Brooks. Raptors are only missing Norman Powell. Elliot V says, love you, Jimmy, but Knicks will cover for sure. Hey, Elliot V, as long as one of us cashes, I'll be watching. Oh, Houdini says Dan Kelly's on the Grizz. Did we miss Dan Kelly's pick?
I don't know. No, he didn't post them. But I did see on Twitter that he liked. He tweeted last night early that he liked the Grizzlies. I forgot exactly which plays, but yes, like first half.
David
game.
Stewart says Raptors roll. Jimmy Hardy Party says Knicks love playing for Fizdale. I love. Oh, there it is, right there. First half Grizzlies +1.5 -105. Full game Grizzlies team total over 100. First half Grizzlies team total over 51. Fourth quarter Indiana Pacers. Well, I'll tell you what. That's not taking the Grizzlies full game. He could win all those bets, and the Raptors could win.
Right. He did take him team total over, which is, not quite.
I think that Conley is going to slow down, and Lowry is going to push him. And that was an emotional game they're getting over. Let's see. Kobe says Memphis is playing over their head. Toronto's the best team in the NBA. They aren't looking ahead to anything. Their objective is to win every game and secure Kawhi to stay. Memphis will be back to reality here. Daniel Reynolds says Memphis covers against spread on the road. Raps roll here. Calvin Davis loving Toronto tonight. One of my favorite teams so far this year. Absolutely, they're a great team.
Man, Casey Podsterwinski saying that Ajax is a lock to win, and he likes Ajax to win, Moscow to win, Juventus at -1.25, and Man City -1.25. Wow.
Elliot V liking the Suns to cover. We will get to that game shortly. Wow, and Dan Kelly says I definitely think Raps can cover full game. What interesting action Dan Kelly has. Just love that we get the insights from him. Yeah, he's so important to this show.
So if he thinks that definitely the Raps can cover full game, and he likes the Memphis team total over, then he probably likes the full game over. That's an interesting comment
He
there from Dan
probably
Kelly.
does, but he probably hammers what he sees as the highest percentage plays.
Sure.
And I will take the Raptors to cover 5.
You want it?
Yeah.
All right, let's find the line here. The Toronto Raptors, 5 minus 110 is what we can give you. Toronto, -5, -110. We do want to get a little bit to college basketball.
And we can. We just have one more game.
Yes, okay, let's break it down.
And it's an interesting spot, too. Pacers at Suns. Elliot V liking the Suns here. Pacers on the second half of a back-to-back and off of a giant blowout called by King Rail. Very impressive. TDI Hatch liking Raptors. Says sounds great here. Also, Real TC saying, Pete, why do you think Wisconsin line went from -8 to -6.5? I think Wisconsin is a play. Can we start with that when we get to college basketball?
Sure.
Ralph Portwando on the over in that Toronto game. Billy Exotic saying Memphis is doing much better against the spread than the Raps. But 5 points. Or Sabonis was picked. They number 4 pick Dragon Bender, number 8 pick Marquise Chris, and now Sabonis is the leading candidate to win the Sixth Man of the Year. 14.4 points, 9.7 rebounds, leading the league with a 69.3% from the field. Unbelievable. Okay, Dan Kelly. Hey, man, I'm just telling that to Pete, Dan. Sorry,
what did he say?
Said, of course I hammer what I see as the highest percentage. That's why I was saying that you weren't on the total, on the full game over.
Wait,
you saw the other plays as being higher percentage.
Yes.
Master of the obvious. I was just saying that's why he wasn't on the play.
Wait, what? You said you said he hammers the high. Is that what you said? The highest percentage plays is what he hammers?
Yeah, I said that's why he's taking those 3 plays and not the total. Yeah.
Of course that's what he does, Jim.
Yeah, I get it.
So you told us that.
Why didn't you laugh at his plays today? Why didn't you laugh at his goddamn plays today?
So you told us that Dan Kelly hammers what he sees as the highest percentage plays. Thanks for letting us know, Jim.
Why don't you laugh at his goddamn plays, Pete?
All right, I'll laugh at it. You want to laugh at it? Okay, let's find him. Memphis team total over. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's move on, Jim. College basketball.
Bender's now dropped out of the Suns rotation. Bridges drafted. Ariza, Anderson picked up. And now Bender, nowhere to be found. Marquise Chris is a bench piece on another team. The Suns had a big victory over Milwaukee on Friday in Milwaukee. It was impressive. It was the first time they looked good all year. And then they lose 118-107 at Detroit. We've been talking about all of these things being said by Ayton, these things being said by Booker, showing that that they don't like what's going on in the dressing room, that there's something wrong in the dressing room that Kotkov has provided. But they've got scores. Jamal Crawford now playing. TJ Warren averaging 20.3 points per game. Ayton coming off a career-high 25 points against the Pistons, shooting 62.4% from the field. Suns are a healthy group. I could understand why somebody would take him here against a Pacers team off of a blowout without Oladipo. But I don't know if I want to ever back the Suns. What would you get on the Suns right now?
On the Suns, man, I'm just scanning these comments here. A lot of great comments. The Suns on the spread.
Yes.
Oh shit. Let me see. The Suns on the spread would be 2.5. No movement at all.
I don't think I can make this move. Dan Clay says just bust them balls, dude.
No. We love that. It gives us opportunity to shake things up a little bit.
And we absolutely love you.
Of course.
You are so valuable to our show, Dan. Is Miles Turner back? Boogie Lover Q says, I'll get the...
You do, though, dominate the obvious, Jim.
Yeah?
No, I'm kidding.
Is that why, look at my record.
Yeah,
my record, that's dominating the obvious. Finding picks that are obvious and winning with them.
I should try.
Is that what you mean?
I should try looking into the obvious a little bit myself, a little bit more. Note to self, in the future, upcoming future, look a little bit more into the obvious, as Jim has done and put up double digits positive units in NBA. Very, very, very nicely done, Jimmy the Bag.
Let's get this. Miles Turner's good to go. They played last night. I was wondering if there'd be any. If you are actually taking the Pacers, you might want to wait a little bit just to ensure that both Sabonis and Turner are good to go. But if you watched last night's game, and they look great.
Look at this. Gate Fast Key says, I really like beating Jimmy. Can you feel my positive change in energy? I will hold you accountable. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, of course. No, we love the sarcastic comments in the comment section. We love people holding us accountable. Feet to the fire, all that. Mr. Gokes says, can't fucking wait for college basketball.
Let's get on it.
I'm just procrastinating a little bit because college basketball is, when I'm well rested and it's a modest card on Monday, I do so well with college basketball. As I get more tired and the cards expand as the week goes on, things get a little shakier for me. Someone was asking about NC State. I can understand why NC State would be taking money as an underdog because they have been absolutely dominant at times this year. Obviously, their last game was came back down to earth against Mercer. But and Wisconsin is one of those teams that can get overvalued in college basketball because they have that one stud star, right, Ethan Happ. And I'm not saying this is the case with Wisconsin right now, but it's a very it sets a college basketball team to get overvalued when they have one clear, awesome NBA bound
Maxwell
star.
Smart joining us too.
Oh, shout out to Maxwell Smart. So yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's off the loss, and NC State was catching big points in that game. Is catching points here after coming off of the somewhat lackluster effort against Mercer. Not as dominant as they had been before. So that game is. I'm not surprised the line moved in NC State's favor, but I didn't handicap it in depth enough to make an official play on it or to bet it.
See,
go ahead.
Billy Exotic. NC State's had the 353rd easiest schedule this year.
Yes. But they've also outplayed their opponents, and coming off of a game like that against Mercer, I could see them keeping it close against Wisconsin.
Look at Smart Money.
What
Smart Money says, Jimmy, you and Peter the GOAT, we all win with you too.
Who said that?
What a guy.
Smart Money. Shout out to, now all the comments are coming in, and I love that. All right. So, unfortunately, again, I can only really comment in depth and make. I
love Dwayne Reed's play. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead, please.
Last topic on NBA. Atlanta Hawks money line. Best value bet. Pacers minus 140. Lakers plus 140. Pistons minus 6. I'm on the Hawks, Pistons, and Lakers on the spread, as well as Raptors. I actually really like my NBA card. Okay, sorry.
Maybe I should tail this
Keep
shit.
going.
Yeah, all right. So in college basketball, let me tell you what I did do last night. I did take a shot with the under 146.5 in East Carolina and NC Wilmington. Let me see where that one is. Yeah, that one is kind of just bouncing around. It got bet down at Pinnacle, then got bet up again. There's a 147 at Bookmaker. I guess I got to give that one. East Carolina, NC Wilmington. I did bet that one, and I'll throw that one on there right now. Eastern Carolina, NC Wilmington. Makes me a little bit nervous. All these picks make me a little bit nervous. 147 minus 110. That's the current line at Bookmaker. I will take that one. Other plays that I made, I did take the over 150 in Eastern Tennessee State and Georgia Southern. A bunch of underdogs that I took. I also took Morehead State plus the points at against Northern Kentucky at home. I'm not exactly sure why they were a home dog. I took the under in UT Arlington Tulsa at 148. And the Michigan State-Louisville game, I'm not exactly sure if I did the right thing here, but I did take Louisville at 5, and I took the under at 154. I know that Michigan State has had some very high-scoring games. Their game against Kansas was very high-scoring. And I took the under in the Louisville game against, Tennessee, which was an absolutely horrifically bad play. So I'm going to wait to see where the line movement is on this one. But I think I might like Louisville plus the points a little bit more. Michigan State. Tomrio Tomor told us a while back that he thought that Michigan State was maybe a little bit overrated and overvalued. I also took a shot with Western Carolina plus 15.5 against Wake Forest. Wake Forest maybe taking a step back. This is a rivalry. Not a regional rivalry game for Western Carolina. They'll probably get up to this one. So I looked at the 7:00 games. Nothing that I'm really loving, but I would be willing to give Morehead State here at plus 4.5. Would be maybe willing to give the Eastern Tennessee team total over. What's that? What happened?
Alex Everly. We might have a new low bagger on our hands.
Shit.
First time watching you guys. This might be the most in-depth hour in sports betting I can find. Catch me here every day.
Oh, hell yeah. And we try to make jokes. And there's also ups and downs. The downs can be a little bit concerning and a little bit thought-provoking, and not necessarily the best video to watch to uplift your mood. But it's also always interesting, right, Jim?
Yes.
The downs are interesting, aren't they?
They're horrifying. They're horrifying.
But interesting, right?
And all records, we put out records every day, transparent, accountable, and that's why the downs can be horrifying.
Kind of like the Vietnam War. If you watch documentaries on the Vietnam War, it's horrifying, but it's interesting, right?
I'm watching it right now. I am. I'm watching it. First any kind of non-sports thing I've watched in 2 years. Cody Valentine, North Texas plus 9 and money line. Right when Tariq Allen says North Texas love, just another game for OU, while North Texas sees this as one of their biggest games of the season. Kobe agrees, says North Texas plus 9 and money line. What do you think about that spot?
Again, I didn't get a chance to look into that one. I just, I took a few half hours off last night, and I didn't get a chance to break down the games enough, to give an educated opinion to make a pick or a bet on them in the evening show. Although I wanted
so great having all these cappers here. Again, we're gonna do as much. I have my football show today at 4 p.m. Eastern with Donnie Rightside, so I'm not gonna be able to put very much time into college basketball. But we got some great stuff coming in here. Bookie Lover Q, by the way, says under is bad in Louisville game.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I might be off on that
What do you think about Max? Norfolk State could stop Stony Brook after their huge win on the weekend.
I did not look. Can I talk about Look, I do a great job in these videos. Can I talk about Norfolk State and Stony Brook off the top of my head? No. Not quite. Maybe someday I'll get there. I will take the UT Arlington Tulsa under, though. That's another play that I bet, and I'll take that one. 148 UT Arlington Tulsa under 148 minus 110. 148 minus 110.
Also, Alex, we do 2 shows a day.
Yeah.
Catch us banging out the line movements at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
So, the rest of the college basketball card, I will definitely get a chance to look into tonight. I wish I had done it last night, but I just kind of was a little bit distracted doing some other things. And
Scotty Rock forever on Michigan State -5, Notre Dame -7.
Really? Yeah.
Trenton Claxton, North Kentucky, Washington State, and Notre Dame.
He likes Northern Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking that Morehead State might be the play here. They're kind of a schizophrenic team right now. Wow, and the line has moved in Northern Kentucky's favor. It's now up to 5. So there's a reason for that. Don't forget, Morehead State was a team that hung tough with Connecticut. Remember? And they actually covered that game.
Ooh, Winners and Winers joining us. Sweet.
So shout out to
Locked
Winners and
up
Winers.
Charlotte +17.5 last night, down to 16. Pull the trigger fast.
Yes, that's another. Yes, I was thinking that, and I was also thinking about the over on that one. Of course, Charlotte has played some very, very low-scoring games. Their last game was one of those 45-40 type games that you do see sometimes in college basketball. But I was thinking that the over might be a play here. I was definitely leaning Charlotte, and I was thinking about the Charlotte team total over as well, which would be very, very low here. Let me just find what that is. But yeah, let me see. All right, hold on. Where are my notes here? Yes. I took Charlotte at 17 also, and I took the over at 133. It is now down to 16.5.
Max liking the Davidson over and Davidson to cover.
Right. I was thinking about the over in that one as well. I'm not convinced that this one is going to be as low scoring as Charlotte's recent games have been, and that line is getting bet down, which is not really a surprise. Again, Charlotte's last game was one of those 44-39 games that does sometimes pop up in college basketball, but I'm not sure if this is likely to be another one.
Very interesting comment from Dan Kelly.
Yeah, what did he say? Yeah, yes. See, the first-time viewer, we do get some interesting, unexpected comments, which add twists to the shows here and there every few seconds. What happened?
I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I'm giving an extra special money-back guarantee on tonight's picks.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you bet on them. If you lose, just let me know, and I will send you twice what you bet on my pick.
Oh, that's twice what he bet on his picks.
No, twice.
What you bet on your picks or what he bet on his pick?
No, what you bet.
Oh, really? That's quite a generous offer, Dan Kelly.
Very generous.
That's quite a generous offer, Dan Kelly.
Extremely generous offer.
Yes. Wow. I'm not sure what to think about that.
I don't know what to think about that.
I certainly am a guy who jumps at opportunities when they are presented to me. And this is clearly, I am recognizing this as an opportunity that I want to take advantage of in my life. I'm going to look into this a little bit more. Yes, I will. Love it, Dan Kelly.
Wow. Max, like in the Temple Mizzou over, he's like in the Davidson over and Davidson to cover. All right, did you just put 10K on all of Dan Kelly's picks?
I have given just 2 plays here. Arlington Tulsa under 148 and Eastern Carolina NC Wilmington under 147. I'm going to look into the rest of the card in the afternoon and maybe make some plays on this one. Again, I was leaning Western Carolina plus the points. I was leaning Charlotte Davidson over. I was leaning.
That's what Max is on.
Yeah, I know.
Has there been movement?
Yes, a big move to the under, which doesn't surprise me. Which is a good thing when there's a line movement that doesn't surprise you. You want to not be surprised by line moves. Although yesterday the line moves on the totals did surprise me. Turned out I was right and the moves were wrong. And then the Eastern Tennessee State Georgia Southern game, I was leaning over on that one as well. Maybe I'll make the first period for the first half over an official play. And again, both these teams have been very good against the spread. So I was thinking maybe East Tennessee State getting those points is a play. Yeah, they opened at 4. Now it's down to 3.5. What's the next comment?
Dan Kelly's asked you to be the middleman on all those inquiries.
Okay. All right. So now suddenly here's the cat. Here's the catch coming in. I would be. Dan Kelly, a man of spreadsheets and mystery, a man of mysterious spreadsheets. A man of spreadsheets
Max
of mystery.
Says, Pete, talk about the benefits of betting overs in the 130s in college basketball.
Well, the low totals in college basketball, a lot of times they can have big value with the under. We saw that recently with some Virginia games. You remember when they had a total that opened at 132? Everyone was liking the over. I bet that one. It got down to 126, and it did wind up landing on 126. But definitely, that's what teams like Virginia and teams like, Princeton and Air Force used to be like that. Definitely, if you can find a, college basketball total at 130 where there's reason to believe that it should not be in that range, you're going to get some big positive EV plays. Not locks. And especially in college basketball. As we know, all you have to do is bet college basketball for a month or so, even 2 weeks or so, and you'll start to see expect the unexpected all the time. There's tons of variance in college basketball. Go ahead.
My man, Hoops 590, says, I've been real sick, guys, for 4 months, getting anxiety attacks. My body gets stiff. Let's give him some love.
Yes, where is this?
My man, Hoops 590. Hoops 590, you can get through these. There's a lot of different ways.
Yes.
A lot of different ways to handle it, but the main thing I can say is that we send you so much love, Hoops 590.
Yes, Hoops 590. I don't know if I have any power in my words, in my hands, and my energy, but if I do, I send positive energy and love to you, Hoops 590. I pray and hope that you get better. Thank you.
Absolutely.
For letting us know. Thank you for letting us know. That's another thing. I think our transparency in this show encourages honesty, and I love honesty. I love I love comments like that. I don't love to hear it, but I love comments like that. And once again, I send you love and positivity and good vibes and good thoughts and good prayers. Hoops 590.
Absolutely.
Hoops 590.
Absolutely.
All right. What else do we have? Maxwell Smart says, I've watched their games. They are that good. I've watched Loyola, and they aren't worth 4.5 against Nevada.
I won't bet on Loyola after watching their game versus Boston College. Nevada plays shutdown defense. They are that good.
Hoops 590 says lorazepam helps a bit. Yeah, be careful with benzos. They can help, but be careful with them. And Gate Pass Key says CBD will help. CBD. Try that. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. All right, let's see. Any other comments coming in, Jim?
Yes, Mr. Goxer's on North Florida plus the points, and that's immediately enjoyed by Maxwell Smart. Immediately endorsed by Maxwell Smart.
Which one?
North Florida plus the points.
Okay, that's a game that I didn't have a chance to look at, but Goretti Eduardo says, I'm right, beat Eastern Tennessee plus 3 in the over. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And let me just Maxwell
Smart giving out gold too. Cal State Northridge will cover versus Washington State.
Yeah, and some team totals that people were talking about. The Eastern Tennessee team total might be worth a shot. And the Charlotte team total, yes, which is very, very low.
56.5.
Yeah. Let me just check Pinnacle.
Nice,
and check
bartender B. It was too easy. Went on that Leafs minus 1.5. My God, I tell you, Colby and I got this team. We're just reading this team so well right now.
The Leafs, huh?
We were hammering them. We were fading them at home and taking them on the road. We switched it completely. And, oh, God. I mean,
flipped the script successfully?
Very successfully.
Wow.
So in those last 3 Leafs games, I'm up, 1360 or something, 1350.
Give me the bag. Flip the script.
Francisco Tavi says, Jimmy, what time does your show start? Well, this show always starts at 12 p.m. Eastern, and the second show is 6 p.m. Eastern. And our football show is, there's a football show on SBR every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. My show, The Audible, with Donnie Rightside on Tuesdays and Donnie Rightside and the Whale Capper on Fridays. Also, you guys, I have my, oh, wow. Okay.
What happened?
I have my, we're playing the Del Mar card on Saturday. Del Mar card on this SBR forum. All you have to do, it's free to enter. You just pick the horses you think will win each race. You get the cash payout that the track gives out, and the winner gets $100. Also, if you beat me, you get 200 bet points on the forum that you can use in the sportsbook there. And also, we are going to be capping every race together on the chat in the Sportsbook Review Forum. Do that with me on Saturday. I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to be hammering the horses. I'm going to be screaming, yeah, and having the time of my life. I will also be posting all my bets on Twitter, and I'm going to put the link right now.
One other play that I'm going to give, Eastern Tennessee and Georgia Southern, first half over, 71 minus 115. That's a market line right now. I like the full game over as well. I bet it at 150, and I'll throw on as an official play right now. East Tennessee, ETSU, Georgia Southern, first half over, 71 minus 115. I'll make that one an official play.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And look at this, Gate Pass Key. I'm Jack. My 13-year-old daughter has been with her mom for the last 8 years. She's coming to live with me for the year, and I'm going to homeschool her. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. I wish I had any kind of family, anything. I wish I had it, Jim.
Right here.
No, I don't.
Pete,
Yeah,
right
you
here.
think so?
Hey, who did you go for pizza with last night?
Pizza.
Me.
That's friend shit, Jim.
And it's building into family.
Is it? All right.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
All right. I'm thinking about maybe the first half under in Texas, Arlington, and Tulsa as well. And I'm looking at this game. The Morehead State, Northern Kentucky line movement confuses me a little bit. I was thinking maybe Morehead State as a dog might be worth a shot, but I will hold off on that one for now. Looking around at some of these.
Wally George is asking to see our horrifying NCAA college basketball records.
All right, I had a. It's a little bit less bad than it was
Mine
yesterday.
is horrifying.
Yeah, I just started stacking some plays earlier in the year. That I had a nice start to the year. Started stacking plays. I got to be more careful.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! That's just horrifying. All right, okay, there it is. That's bad. But please put up my NBA record to make me feel better, please.
No, all right, okay.
I need it.
Okay, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay, and then our NHL record. Now finish with our NHL record.
Oh, God.
Our NHL record. Please.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at
that's
that.
nice. Oh, that's great. Wow, look at that. 12.4 ROI you got.
Very nice. Very nice. And my leans, if I had thrown on a couple, so it's like I threw on a couple leans in college basketball that all lost, and I tweeted out some second half plays, and then I threw out some leans I didn't throw out the leans in NHL, which would have had me up pushing 100 units if I just used all my leans in NHL. But all right, so
and Gate Pasky says I was orphaned.
Oh shit!
And my daughter is my first ever blood relative, and it's going to be.
Oh my
awesome.
God! What a story! We gotta fucking go around and meet all these LoBaggers.
So badly.
What a great show that would be, Jim.
Yeah.
Wow. Pete, I grew up, I had fucking, I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but yeah, wow, I understand that. Wow. Shout out to you, Gate Passkey. That really touches me. And that's an incredible story. I wish we had more time to talk about it. All right. Is that it, Jim?
Yes, R.S. Jacob says, how much a month for picks, Jimmy? I will never sell anybody anything, ever. All our picks are here. We give them all out for free. Put them out on Twitter.
I do have I have a college basketball package that you can get for a reach around, but no one's taking me up on it yet. But the offer is still there.
We do have a Christmas party coming up, and we're going to offer it up again. So we'll see.
I have my college basketball, my college football package, and it includes the NFL playoffs, not including the Super Bowl, but up to the Super Bowl. You can get the entire season, the rest of the season, for a reach around.
And you've done some nice work with props.
Yes.
Super Bowl props, where I failed miserably last year.
Yes. All right, is that it, Jim?
I love family, humble people, and fading Pete.
Look, I hear you. If I could figure out what the hell it is that I do in NBA and that I do so wrong in NBA and just flip the script on that, that would be one of the most profitable records I've seen in handicapping these past few years. So, you know what I'm saying? All right. Where do you, Jimmy the Bag, you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I got lots of work to do, man.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna try to dig into the rest of the college basketball card. Again, I do well on Mondays for my entire handicapping career. Had a nice Monday yesterday.
Yeah.
A bunch of great reads on college basketball yesterday. How are my reads today? Probably less accurate, but I'm going to try my best to dig into the college basketball card this afternoon and come up with something good.
Join me on the football show. We're hitting at a very high level in NFL and getting enormous help from the chat, from Donnie Rightside. We start hammering the bets on Tuesday, or looking into them, and I've been rarely making plays on Tuesday, although I did make 2 on Tuesday after the show last week. The Vikings -3, which I thought was very easy, but I also thought Raiders +11. I thought I was giving the line, and I got destroyed there. I ended up at 13. I looked like a complete fool. But please join us 4 p.m. Eastern time for that.
All right, we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks, everyone.